Oh yes, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News. It's your Wednesday edition of the news. There's lots of stories going on in the community. It's been a really crazy 24 hours, especially with the game going down, and that's where we're going to start off today's stories. This massive game outage affected so many people. As you know, I was live streaming this at the time, so yeah, that's always an interesting live stream. It's just game downage. So what's going to happen? I don't know. Will there be a compensation package? It's very doubtful, especially considering the amount of people affected in different ways. People were in alliance wars at the time. There are other people trying to complete things in different areas. Boosts were being put on in different aspects of the game. So yes, this has affected a lot of people in different ways, and I don't think we're going to get anything back as a result. But in any case, how do you feel about this? Put it in the comment section below. Are you very unhappy about the fact the game outage happened? Did you really not care about it? Did it affect your Alliance Wars scores, especially with seasons being so competitive? Having a loss when it was likely you were going to have a win? Is this going to affect you? Put it in the comment section. Next up in community discussion news, if you want to submit or pitch an idea for a profile pic, Gamora opening this up to you. If you want to indeed do this, go to the link in the description and kind of say like, hey, I'd like to see Thanos with Infinity Gauntlet, I'd like to see X, Y, and Z, and Kabam may take this as a point of going, we'll make this for you. Next up, and I can't actually believe that I'm saying this, but somebody is selling Dave & Buster's Marvel Contest of Champions cards. And when I first looked at this, I was like, my God, I think it was well over $200, but I think the price has been dropped down to $199. I think it was like $299. Don't quote me on that. I think that was what I saw. But the fact is, someone's bought it. They've got one sold. Somebody's bought this. I mean, for me, it's completely ridiculous. But obviously for somebody in particular, a massive fan is willing to pay that. I wish I had $200. That would go to a New York Comic Con fund. Yeah. Oh, actually, it gets a lot worse. A very expensive foil set is now being sold for $500. Jesus Christ. Again, that would really help out towards my New York Comic Con fund. It's crazy money, man. Next up, and it looks like we've got the announcement that I did skip over and forget, and that is that there's going to be no support for iOS 8 and Android 4.3.1. So this is the point in saying that if you've got a device that, say, the operating system is the best you can get, or you haven't updated it yet, you need to update it, and fast. This may be the good call to go, hey, I need to get an improved device in order to run the game a little bit more smoothly. So yes, this is the point to update. Please do check Google. Please do check your software updates that you've indeed updated to the correct type of support. So it means that you can still sort of function the game, but do bear in mind, obviously, the older the device, the less it's going to run the game. Now I just want to break character for a brand new section in Marvel Contest of Champions news, which I like to call Rich's Smutty in-game screenshot of the week. Oh yes, that's very smutty. Rich's Smutty in-game screenshot of the week. In other news, feelings are still quite raw with the whole double AQ reward situation. Now, this has been questioned by a few people. I mean, my personal take on this is that I don't really give a damn. I know there's going to be some people that are going to get it. I didn't personally get it and I don't care. But the fact is, some players will feel that they're getting double the amount than others. So it will be something that has to be debated in the community. Now, this is the point when a wild Kabam Mike appears and has his say on the subject. Mike says that they've got to get a real kind of handle on what they're going to do and how they're going to do this. I don't think they're going to be punishing people. I don't think there's going to be bans. I think it will just be a case that they'll take the value back from you. That is probably the thing that they could do. But it's difficult because if people have spent those things on ranking up champions, then theoretically they have to rank down the champions. It's a lot larger job that Kabam will have to do as a result of making such a mistake of allowing people to get those extra rewards. And let's face it, there's always seems to be continuing little errors and issues that need to be resolved day in, day out. But in any case, what say you? In the comments section, are you for those rewards being taken back? You're like, well, Kabam made the mistake. Look, just let people keep them. What do you all say on it? Put it in the comment section below. Next up, and we're on to Nick Fury's initiatives, recon initiatives to be exact. Now, I'm a little bit on the fence with this. To begin with, I was like, okay, this is actually going to be quite cool, because I felt that this was going to add in things like the same thing with vanquishing blows. Finish it in a certain way, like a heavy attack, medium attack, light attack, incinerate, and you get some extra stuff by building up the milestones. So you get things that we had with Infinity Dust. Maybe it's the case, same thing with vanquishing blows and getting the Valor. But unfortunately, this is very much different to this, and its emphasis is very much on the champion requirements. And also you get a set amount, and you can only have a set amount of the intel that you can collect. For the many weeks, you can only have a certain amount of champions you can actually use, and it's not always great, especially if you've got more powerful champions that say you've got a 6-star version of a Guardians of the Galaxy person. That's going to be really helpful. But at the same time, maybe the largest stars that you've got is unfortunately not too much up to the task. But we'll see. Hopefully this stuff isn't amazingly difficult, but at the same time, you just don't know what Kabam have got up their sleeve. You know, they teased a Korg, a 90k Korg, didn't they? So that wasn't a nice joke, Mike, if you're watching. And Mike stipulating that there will be no 90k Korg. Thank God. But there will be a difficulty that's attributed and kind of similarities to event quests. So like, you know, uncollected last boss type level for that kind of like boss in comparison. And obviously they've said that the challenges will be similar like with Epic and with obviously the last kind of difficulty with uncollected. So fingers crossed everyone can, you know, get through this quite well. But the thing that is a little bit, as I said, annoying for me is that similar to other events where there's a store you can buy, it's not going to be a huge amount of intel that you're going to get to buy stuff. In fact, by making the decision of just having the Awakening Gem Crystal, similar to spending the 6.5 million Infinity Dust, unfortunately there's not more dust you can get in this circumstance. As soon as you spent your 5,000, you've only got like 400 odd left from the event just to accumulate that stuff. So that is the downside with this. Either way, okay, it's a free 5-star Awakening Gem, and hopefully you don't get something crap, because my hope would be that I get something good like a mutant, a skill, etc, etc. But in fact, I'll more than likely get a Cosmic, because hey, I like getting Cosmic Awakening Gems. Yay. Also, sticking with the story that we've got in the event, a new event coming in. What does it mean for the rewards and the kind of setup for the event? It's largely and unfortunately the same. We're still waiting to find out if there's any information on Skrulls, though a motion comic, which I'll show in a moment, does actually give us an idea that in fact it's gonna be slightly altered versions. So it's not gonna actually proper Skrulls in game, but it's gonna be things like rehashes of old characters. So I think there was like an Iron Fist type version of a Skrull. There's a Captain Marvel version of a Skrull. I'll show you in a second. See this right here. So I don't think we're actually going to get the Skrulls that we've seen in some of the promo images, unless that's something that's going to be introduced at a later month by Kabam or kind of work its way in some sort of way. I don't really know, but I just know that this is actually an image taken from the motion comic. As rewards go, and obviously what we've discussed earlier, yeah, there's no extra intel. Similar to events where we've had the Infinity Dust, and that's been in the actual type of monthly event that you've been able to collect more of those and then spend them in store. There's no intel with this, so that is a little bit disappointing. Also, we don't see any kind of great shake-up, so there's no improvements of the rewards. Not that I would think we were all expecting it, it's just the case it's exactly the same. Also, don't forget to check out the forum, because we've had the final editions of what we're going to see as an update from Spider-Gwen, Gamora and She-Hulk. If you follow the channel, we will be talking a little bit more about ranking up those characters, and I've got a rank for potentially in line for She-Hulk, because she doesn't need to be awakened to be really good. But in particular Gamora, because not a lot has really been talked about. Do keep locked to the channel, make sure to subscribe, post notifications on, because I will be doing a Gamora video. I've got a 6-star now that I can really test her out. And now on to our final story, arena predictions. Now with Captain Marvel maybe not having quite as much hype, maybe the film hype's gonna like add so much to this. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere near what Mr. Sinister did the first round. But I do think there's gonna be a happy medium for the way that Havoc went when he went with very little hype into the game. Now he went 40 mil when he was put in a little while ago, and I think that is something of a good point. That we might get a little bit of hype around Captain Marvel and her usage in game, so it could put her up to anything between 45 to 50 mil. Maybe 50 mil is your safe bet with this. And we're looking at the 4-star. I'm thinking about 11 mil, 11.5 mil to be safe. I don't think she's going to go ridiculously high as a 4-star, but I think she'll definitely go for a good cutoff score. And then finally with Beast, I think is going to go for little to nothing, and 1.5, even I would say 1.6 would be enough. 1.6 mil to get Beast out of the basic. So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Wednesday, the hump day. I want to give a massive shout out to my members who've been just growing rapidly. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for supporting me as a creator. To B Daniels, to Clayby, to Alan, to Todd, to Koji, to Afro Samurai, aka Andy, to Kaiser, to Aldo, to Mike Gaming, to Colby X, to Smooth86, Storm Chaser, Old Man Rants, to Nash Gaming, to George A and Sandro. Thank you very much for supporting me as a creator. If anybody did want to become a member, just hit the join button and it just helps me you know, pay bills and just support myself as a creator. Thank you ever so much, and thank you everybody for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest Champions based content. I'll see you tonight in the stream, probably a little bit later on, because I want to do a boss battles type episode. And yes, for some people, I am wearing the same t-shirt as I did on Tuesday night. That's because when I'm recording it, it's Tuesday night. I want to get a load of things done on Wednesday, some load of videos out to you guys. So thanks very much for supporting me, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.